speaking of mobs, you have these protesters going through the streets here in New York day after day, thousands and thousands of them. I've seen them out there. They're all, it's like a big party for some of them. For others, it's an expression of outrage. And the whole thing is, quite honestly, it's not going to change anything, really. And look, this is the mobilization of the left against Trump for the fall. That's what's happening because they're losing their grip on the lockdown. And they were really thinking that COVID was going to, no, actually, the president did a pretty good job, all things considered. The federal government produced the ventilators, shut down the flights. There's plenty you could point to where Trump was strong on the COVID response. And if anything, he was too strong in that he went along with the leftist lockdown position, as did many other Republicans, as did some conservatives I know in media have not forgotten who it was. Listen to the experts. Some of them were giving me a hard time about it. They did so in private, so I will also keep that private. But no, I don't think so. I don't think I'm just going to listen to the experts. Speaking of the experts. See, now I'm starting to pick up Governor Cuomo because he talks like this during the press conference. But then he kind of comes down here and goes fast. And then he'll come back up here to make a declaration that he thinks is smart, but smart people think is stupid. But then he throws a bunch of facts into it down here. Let me tell you what I mean. This is kind of the rhythm that I've seen him do on TV now, and so I feel like I kind of inadvertently do it sometimes. But I just remember, and there was an incident. I don't think I told you about this yet. There was an incident in my building here where someone who works for the staff of the building was screamed at by a tenant. He was really shaken up by it, screamed at by a tenant because his mask had been down a little bit. The mask shamers are all around, right? The mask shamers continue to think that because it's become a political symbol and it's virtue signaling, and we all get it now, right? I listen to science. That's what it is. But I also remember that if you started to say, well, I'm willing, because I was one of the people saying this, I'm willing to go out and take the risk of contracting COVID by living my life. I'm willing to go out and handle these risks personally. It was, no, sorry, you're not allowed to, because it's not about the risk to you. You're overstressing the healthcare system. And you are because you could infect somebody else, and then they'll have to go to the hospital, and they'll be stressing our hospitals and even putting our healthcare providers at unnecessary risk. So you are a prisoner of our whims because of this formulation. Oh, well, that's really interesting, because New York City hospital staff is now on video standing outside the hospital as thousands of protesters, no social distancing, packed in together like sardines, thousands of them march by. And here's what that New York City hospital staff has to say about it. Play clip 4. They're thanking the protesters. 2 weeks ago, if you were a protester, and there's countless examples, I mean, from governors, from big overpaid jerks in the media, on the Democrats, all over the place, the left, everybody, Hollywood. If you wanted to protest the lockdown, you were a reckless, bad person who didn't listen to the experts and didn't understand the science. Nothing has changed. We were warned every 2 weeks for the last 6 weeks about once there's a reopening, there's going to be a spike. Dr. Fauci's like, when the mitigation efforts drop down a little bit, we're going to come back, and you could see a spike. You could see a drop. You could see a spike. I'm thinking spike because mitigation is less. It didn't happen. Wrong again, Fauci. but we were told that there would be more cases, there'd be more deaths, and so obviously a mass gathering like the protests, night after night, day after day, this isn't a one-off. If what they were telling us, if they really believed it, what we're seeing here is reckless and wrong from a purely health standpoint. Put aside a lot of the stupid messaging like defund cops and just the self-righteous, sanctimonious orgy that is going on with a lot of this stuff. But I have to tell you, it's so disheartening. It's so disheartening that no one even cares that they're such frauds anymore because it feels too good to adopt these fraudulent positions. It's so gratifying to go out and scream about how you're not racist. Other people are racist. You're one of the good people. What have you done to earn that? And why are the other people racist out there exactly? They never bother with this. But then they transition, and this is where I'll go next in just a moment here. Then they transition because we know that they have switched. It has gone from this is reckless and dangerous. Protests are reckless and dangerous. Now, even healthcare workers are so brainwashed. Nurses, doctors, and a lot of, especially in, there are a fair amount of conservative surgeons and specialists, but you look at GPs, psychologists, psychiatrists, and a lot of nurses, liberals.
Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.